Well, the New Hope case once again raises the issue of deadly violence in those suffering from mental illness. It was just a week ago today when we first told you of another case of the shooting death of the popular teacher and bar owner David Freegard of Roseville. Attorneys for the 19-year-old man charged with shooting him say Bailey Garcia has a long history of psychiatric problems. An organization that has worked for years to try and prevent these tragedies is the National Alliance on Mental Illness, known as NAMI. And joining us right now is Minnesota NAMI's Executive Director, Sue Abderholden. Sue, first of all, what is your reaction to this story involving the New Hope situation where a guy who was not supposed to have a gun got a gun and apparently no one is getting charged to date?
Well, I think it's really disappointing. We have those laws in place to protect people. He should not have had a gun, and I don't believe that you should be able to buy it and then give it to someone else, especially without doing a background check. All
right, and according to the gun shop owner, he said that people sometimes use different names. I mean, is that something that you think is a loophole?
Absolutely a loophole, yes. We want to make sure that people who have been committed under law do not have access to guns.
All right. These kinds of incidents keep on happening, keep on occurring, and innocent people are losing their lives. What as somebody who works with the mentally ill, what would you like to see done here in Minnesota?
Well, I think there's a couple things. One, again, is to understand that not every person with a mental illness is violent. It's still a small percentage of the population. But for that small group, we want to make sure that they get intensive treatment early. You know, often what happens is someone might be experiencing, the symptoms of a serious mental illness. They become psychotic for the first time, and we don't do much. We maybe hospitalize them for a little while, give them some medication, and that's it. And that's not enough. We really need to engage them in treatment, make sure that they have a job or go back to school, make sure that they have safe and affordable housing. Otherwise, these kinds of things do happen.
And we do have a link to your website on our website, WCCO.com. What can families do? I mean, families see this happening. They see somebody unraveling and having trouble.
First, they should know that we have mental health crisis teams in Minnesota. Most people are not aware of them. Those mobile crisis teams can come to your home. They can, talk with the individual, try to engage them and get them into treatment. The other thing is when someone doesn't believe they're ill, you're not going to convince them of that. Instead, what you need to do is to try to partner with them on what are their goals. Their goal might be to get a job. Maybe they'll take the medication because they want a job, but not because they think they're ill. So they need to learn new strategies, and I would actually recommend that they, read up on these things, attend free classes, go to support groups so that they can learn from other family members as well.
Okay, what's so troubling though is the situation in New Hope. This man was known to everyone as a possible threat, known to have had these kinds of problems. I mean, how many other situations like that are there out there?
Again, probably not a lot, but what troubles me about this situation is that clearly he was not receiving any type of treatment or services or supports, and he should have been. Whether it was, what we call an assertive community treatment team, which is like a hospital without walls in the community to help and engage him, but it doesn't appear that he was receiving any services or supports.
All right, and I know your organization has resources for families as well as people who are suffering, and we have that link again on our website. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for inviting me.